Welcome to the Occult Rejects. This morning or almost afternoon, we got a bunch of us here today bringing you Decoding Britney Spears. I'm going to introduce the first. First, I'll introduce the rejects that we got, and then the guest. We'll start off first with the Headless Giant. What is going on, sir? How are you? And let everybody know what your deal is.
My deal is you can go to the Headless Giant podcast on YouTube, and you can check me out on social media. And if you have any occult stories or mystical experiences that you'd like to have examined, you can send them to me at headlessgiantpodcast@gmail.com, and we will cover them on Thursdays. It's a good time.
No more DMs about the letters you're going to send. Just send them.
Just send them.
Yeah. All right. And then next, we got the spiritual gangster herself, Teresa. It's been a minute. What is going on? Thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure. What is going on?
Thank you. Yeah, not much. It's been a bit since I've been on the Occult Rejects, but I'm excited to be back. I've been busy making stuff. I do that. I don't know if anybody knows that. I have a couple Etsy shops and stuff, so as well as the spiritual gangsters. So please check it out. And all my links to my Etsy stuff's in there too. So yeah, thanks for having me back.
Hell yeah. Awesome. And Julia, Cosmic Peach.
What's up, Nick? You know it's going to be a good one when you have this many attractive females in one place. I mean, look at us all.
I'm going to get the views
Lisa,
regardless, right?
Teresa, Jessica, you're looking great with your lipstick on. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
So happy to be here. It's been a while since I worked with Teresa and Lisa, so really happy to be on this one. Cosmic Peach podcast, you know the deal. Thanks for having me, Nick.
Of course. It's always a pleasure to have you on. Yes. And finally, the guest, Jessica. Please let everybody know what your deal is and whatever you want people to know about. Please.
I don't really know what my deal is, but I'm gonna try to figure it out. My name is Jessica Stiles, and I have a podcast, and all my social media is Decoding Celebrities. This is kind of a new adventure for me in the last few months. I put out a new podcast every Wednesday morning, and it's called Decoding Celebrities because you never know, there may be another one to decode. But right now I am on the Britney Spears mission, and I haven't decoded her yet. So people are always like, why is it Decoding Celebrities? Well, damn, am I allowed to curse on here? No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should hear me.
Oh, okay, good. I'm like, well, she takes up all my time. So, I'll get to the next one when I can, but we are on a movement, Justice for Britney. And we have a petition going. justiceforbritney.net is the website. I would love for anybody that is interested we're trying to collect as many signatures as possible so that we can possibly get people interested in looking into, we'll get into all of that, but there's some unjust stuff going on. Britney's still in a care plan. A lot of people don't know that. And her social media is wonky, to say the least. So we can talk about all that. But yeah, I'm glad to be here, guys. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you. And sorry, it's too early, and I've already started smoking. And because I was going in that order, I totally fucking forgot Lisa. I am so sorry.
No worries. I got nothing.
No, that was so shitty of me. I am so sorry.
No, just keep going. Roll it. Keep rolling.
No, please let everybody know. Just say what's up or something.
Hey, how's it going? I'm excited to be here.
Say what's up or something.
All right.
The mad scientist,
Yes.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
All right. So, Jessica, what was it that got you with Britney? I mean, I guess that's amazing. What made you really start looking into it the way you are?
Okay. Well, obviously, I'm not going to give away my age, but with my age, I've always been a huge Britney Spears fan. Grew up with Britney Spears. Always loved Britney. So just like everybody else, or maybe not, but I'd scroll Instagram and I'd come across some videos that I just was like, wow, that's kind of odd. Interesting, kind of like everybody else. And at one point I just, kind of really started looking at it, and I was just like, why does that not look like her? Like her teeth don't look the same. Like different things would stand out to me. I don't remember her dancing like that. When did it get so bad?
Right.
Oh, for real.
Literally.
That was the one thing I think if anybody remembers about Britney as a phenomenal dancer. Like, So I would say the teeth and the dancing just threw me off. I'm like, how did she forget how to move?
Mhm.
She has no rhythm. Like whoever this person is on there, not so good. Kate Hudson. Anyways, it's a whole nother story. But I just kind of started looking at it, and I was like, well, let me scroll through her other stuff. And then I was like, this is weird. And then I'm like, when did it look like Britney and then stop looking like Britney? And it kind of took me on this deep dive of things. And I just couldn't stop. It was like trying to piece together a puzzle. And so for a while, I had started making some videos on it. And like I told you guys offline, I do social media, but it's like nursing stuff, Nurse Jessica sites. It's a whole different thing. But I was like, it doesn't make sense for me to post these kind of videos on that platform because nurses are going to be like, what the hell is this? So I was like,
they'll be like, oh, she's crazy. They can't listen to anything else she says.
yeah, they're like, what the hell? We want to talk about making fun of people in the hospital. So I was like, I can't. I have to start a whole new platform, which is hard. Like, I mean, you're starting from the beginning, but I was like, I'll just do it. So started putting my videos out there, and I guess it started resonating because I think once people really realize that how off it is, then they can't stop watching. It's like then they can't it's like, whoa. She is really talking about something that is, I would say 90% of people just scroll and assume that she's nuts. Like there she is. She's who knows what drugs she's smoking today. And it's not Britney. It's not Britney. You guys, y'all can ask me whatever you want, but that's kind of how I got into it and then just started putting my theories out there.
So, Jessica, I recently did a 90s series on my podcast. And of course, Britney came up because I'm a 90s kid. I love Britney, loved Britney. I don't know who this new Britney is, but loved the old one. Right. And I said the same thing. Like, when did she get a gap in her teeth? What is this dancing stuff? It doesn't look like dancing at all, actually. It looks like a mental break on social media, just the spinning and the knives and just the weird, it's just so me and my husband have talked about it, and we've actually started wondering if the real Britney's not just been dead for a while and they replaced the character Britney Spears with like some look-alike, something like that. They have a filter over the face. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I think a lot of people have that theory. A lot of people have thought that. I have two main reasons why I don't think that's the case. One is that usually most of these brands will make more money once a celebrity has passed than they would just trying to keep them out there. And two, why would they purposely, maliciously try to make her look like shit in order to sell things? Those two things don't make sense. I mean, if you think about it, when sadly Michael Jackson passed, I mean, there's many ways that they could do cover-ups, and they don't, because honestly, sales go up. I mean, it's the whole idea of remembrance and remembering this artist. I really think that if she had passed, they would happily announce it. Sadly.
Well,
so I do not think that's what's happened.
I think that it does bring up an interesting topic, which would be the idea of digital cloning. And what they're doing right now in the movies is they're using dead celebrities with CGI, with AI videos, and putting them into newer movies. So the Britney Spears thing I've seen the video where she moves her hand in front of her face and you can kind of see the filter start to change a little bit. I don't know if that's conclusive or not, but it seems like they're just making skin suits of these people, basically.
Okay, but whoever is doing her AI or whatever they're doing sucks. It's the worst team I've ever seen.
Like, why do they want to make it so bad? I don't understand. And like make her look horrible and disheveled, and her hair is awful. Like everything, the makeup. Like, why wouldn't you want to make her beautiful and attractive?
Courtney Love, crackheaded chic thing going on. Like, what the fuck?
I don't understand. And why are the pants always so low to see?
Right, like down to the pubic bone, like
what's up?
2 centimeters from her crotch. Like,
I think
what's going on?
Her team is mad at her. Her team is angry. Okay, Britney owes an album. Britney has not paid up on what her contracts are. Okay. That is one thing. Two, because what most people don't know is once the conservatorship ended, they agreed on a care plan. Now that care plan is court sealed. Nobody can read the specifics of it. So nobody knows exactly what is in it. But from what they said is that it was a transition on her financial things and transition on how to manage things. I think they're still in control of the majority of all of that.
Jessica, could you explain conservatorship real quick? Because I think a lot of people don't know that these type of laws exist.
Yeah, it's horrible. I mean, it's very similar, like what if you've heard about Wendy Williams lately and all of that was, in the news. But basically, it's a court mandated, physician agreed, family agreed thing where they have deemed that you are not able to make decisions appropriately for yourself. So it's a way of managing and making sure that a person is safe, whether it be via medications, mental monitoring. It can be all sorts of different things, but basically you are controlled by a team of people that are deemed to keep you healthy or to keep you from not hurting yourself or from staying on the right path, supposedly. Now, conservatorships are evaluated often. Britney's was evaluated yearly, but it's a corrupt system. The system is very corrupt, and people, as soon as money's flashed in front of their faces, they're willing to say anything that you ask them to say. So
there's like literally so much to unpack here. I have like a million questions for you, but something else that comes to mind is that Britney's been mentally unstable for so long. Like, I remember an interview where she was in the middle of talking to someone, she just shuts down and she's like, strong Britney, and like she can't even. And there are other interviews where she's talking so like inhumanly fast and like just weirdness like this. So, and then the shaving the head and all that stuff. So and then she was like, I shaved my head because I was tired of them plugging things into it. Hey, could be true, right? But it almost makes you wonder if the real Britney isn't just like in a freaking psych ward somewhere with a straitjacket on. They've totally mentally abused her to the point of no return. And they've got like this like Joker character playing Britney. But I mean, looking at even her young interviews where she's like strong Britney and all that, they had her on so much lithium and so much crap. Like I feel so freaking sorry for her because she's just like a trauma victim,
Yeah, I mean, she basically has been controlled most of her life. I think I kind of view it a little bit differently, maybe because I'm a registered nurse. But in hindsight, looking back, Brittany, had 2 back-to-back pregnancies, right? And on top of being the most famous pop star in the entire world and all this pressure on top of her. I honestly think it was a very taboo subject back then. I think she had postpartum depression that was not treated appropriately. Because if you think of the Britney prior to these pregnancies, was a different Britney than you saw in the head shaving and all of those years. And what I think is that they did not, this is just my opinion. Well, like I'm just saying, I'm just putting that out. This is not, although Britney herself has said on social media, she had postpartum depression. So I feel like I can say that. I feel like they misdiagnosed her, did not treat her properly. It was constantly pushed in the media that she was on drugs. That's what it was, is that she just wanted to party and she was living it up and doing drugs. And in my opinion, I think she almost went into some sort of like a postpartum psychosis almost, where you've seen women that have literally done horrible things to their babies, their infants, because their hormonal imbalance is wackadoo. And
Well,
I think that's what happened.
It's important to keep in mind the revelations that came out with Kanye West. I mean, when he showed those text messages from that trainer guy who was a trainer for multiple stars that have had these mental breakdowns, and it says, I'm going to drug you into oblivion. I don't think we should think that's isolated in Hollywood. I think that's a very common tactic among all these different stars, is they try to drug these people into oblivion.
Yes, Lindsay Lohan, they tried to get her into a conservatorship. And luckily, I think her family was strong enough that they did not allow that to happen. But there's a very, common running theme through here. And a lot of it is Lou Taylor, TriStar Sports and Entertainment. A lot of them have very similar people that are associated in that circle that if they can get control of them, they can get control of their money. And that's how they make their big bucks, because then they can do whatever they want with that money. I think they set Britney up. I think, yes, Britney was having some type of psychological problems back then. Absolutely. Should she have been treated for maybe postpartum depression and maybe, had a doctor see her and evaluate her? Absolutely. Should she have been put into a almost 14-year conservatorship where she has no autonomy over her own body, where she can't even decide to freaking go shopping or go to the store or talk to people, where she's told who she can, who she can't talk to? Absolutely not. They treated her like a prisoner, an absolute zombie prisoner her entire life. And I think it was a setup. They wanted her to fail, and they wanted that to happen, in my opinion.
Didn't the same thing happen to Amanda Bynes?
Yeah.
Too? Was she a Disney kid also? I can't remember.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there was the
even
whole
worse.
thing with Jamie Lynn Spears, Britney's sister, on Nickelodeon as well. And then she got pregnant by one of the producers.
What they say is was Dan Schneider, right? She got pregnant by Dan Schneider.
I don't know.
The
Dan
foot
Schneider, I think,
fetishist.
was with everybody.
God, poor girl.
She's
Jeez.
trying to, yeah. Wasn't
Is there-
Lindsay Lohan on Disney too?
Lindsay was Disney.
She was Disney.
Yeah.
I know she had all those movies back then, like the twins, and I think that was part of Disney too.
That was the Parent Trap, Freaky
Yes.
Friday, all
Yes.
those. They were Disney movies.
Those were some weird times back then.
Was there any
know,
information released about her time as a Mouseketeer by any chance? I know she was only in it for like 2 years.
I mean, I know that basically she was recognized as potential talent and, didn't stay in it very long. But that was back when Justin Timberlake was also on the show
Ryan
with
Gosling.
her. Yeah, there was a lot of them. I think she had a very short time. I've never heard of anything malicious happening while she was. That doesn't to say it didn't, but I have not read or uncovered anything like that. I do know that her mom, put a lot of pressure on her to do it. There was a lot of staying up late, driving to studios and moving from their house in Louisiana to wherever the hell they record. I guess Orlando, where they were living. But I mean, she had a lot of pressure, but I don't know about any
Because then
traumatic events back then.
I think she auditioned initially and then she got rejected, and then I think they enrolled her in like
She was too young. She was too young technically. She shouldn't have even been trying out. But I don't know. Her mom wanted her and she wanted it, and they said, "Come back next year. You have a lot of potential." And then she got on the show that following year.
Yeah, it's striking because I know like you had covered something with her dance routine where she is twirling around a knife similar to Michael Myers, and she's wearing a red and white polka dot top. It's very similar to Minnie Mouse.
Correct.
She was on the cartoon. And if you kind of go back into the lore of Walt Disney, Marilyn Manson, Mickey Mouse, Dead Mouse 5, all that other stuff, it shows a lot of occulted symbolism, especially with the MM. And I believe what the lore is that Mickey Mouse was inspired by Mac the Knife, which is a German penny opera type thing in Europe. And so we have Mac the Knife reference and what have you. But if you look at mouse or whatever in German, it means to hold at knife point. And so then you start to see MM kind of going on. And then I believe, like with Marilyn Manson and I think Dead Mouse or whatever, there was somewhat of a reference to the pointing the finger at somebody who was responsible for killing Sharon Tate and having her kind of being controlled by somebody. So it's almost kind of is she sending out a message? Is this coded? And then with her, I believe she studied Kabbalah back in 2003, and then
Mhm.
she been converted to Judaism, and she was actively practicing Kabbalah. So she
Mhm.
knows what the
Mhm.
symbols are. She knows what the colors are. She knows a lot of this stuff, and
She
it's
has
almost like a
yeah, I
nod.
agree with you. She has posted on her social medias before that she will I mean, it's actually said she will speak in code to look for the symbolism. Like, I think she cannot I think she cannot speak the way that she wants to for whatever control is that they still have. And so I do think that when she is able to post, or if she's having somebody else post for her that is still somewhat helping her out. I'm not sure how that is working, but I do think that messages are trying to be conveyed for sure.
Yeah, and they had her audition, or she was wanting to do. I think she was going to star in a Holocaust film or something like that. They had her lined up for it, and her name was going to be Sophia. Which again, if you do the Atabash cipher, that means Baphomet or what have you. But she was seen wearing the Jewish star, and I think they even alluded to she had like a backdrop of the Jewish star, and it spelled the CIA or some sort of stretch, something like that. So it does seem like she's sending all of these subliminal messages, so to speak.
She herself said had done a whole post referencing polka dots and how interesting polka dots are. She talked about Minnie Mouse. She talked about Pretty
Exactly.
Woman, which is very interesting as well
Yes.
with polka dots, because Julia Roberts does wear polka dots in that as well, and Julia Roberts was a prostitute. I mean,
Hmm.
and basically, Brittany has said she felt like she was trafficked. She was
Right.
freaking
Well,
trafficked by her family and her team of people. So I
and
think
Minnie
she's
Mouse
referencing all of it. Yeah.
Minnie Mouse and the whole Mickey Mouse was also, the lore was slipping a Mickey, which was Rohypnol.
Mhm.
And so in Rosemary's Baby, she slipped a Mickey. She's abused. She's violently raped, and going to have this baby. And it's like this forcing of your life and controlling of your life, but still in the public eye. So it's almost like if she's doing a nod to this. Yeah. I mean, again, that was kind of my take on that.
With
There's so many crazy ties with the knives. Everybody, I think that went crazy viral, and it the connection that I kind of got with that was it took me to an old video that she had done back in the day, where she sang this song Boys. And it was for Austin Powers for Gold Member movie back in the day. Um, and I went down this whole rabbit hole of Mike Myers was in that movie, the actor Mike Myers. And then I started thinking, well, knives, like that's like a reference to Michael Myers, could be Mike Myers, Michael Myers. Then I started thinking like the knives themselves, her now ex-husband, his real name is Hassam. It literally means swords. That is the actual meaning of the name. There's so many references and ties that it's like Brittany's a smart woman. She really actually is a very, very smart person. And then when they said Mike Myers in the P. Diddy trial that he's been named somehow, I was like, there's no freaking way. There's no freaking way that I made this connection with Mike Myers and this whole thing. I mean, I'm not saying that Mike Myers is something bad, but I feel like she's trying to point back to that time in history for whatever reason. That time, something bad happened to her. There's the whole thing with the VMAs, if y'all want to talk about that, prior to her comeback performance, that most people think
Jessica,
that she was drugged.
Jessica, Jessica, I want to get your opinion on something. What are the odds that maybe Britney has developed DID or some sort of dissociative personality disorder?
Um, I really don't think that that's true either. Like,
No?
no, I just don't see that. I don't see that from her. Like, what would be the point. Like, okay, if that was the case, okay, why would that make her, you got to think of all the other things. Why would that make her physically look different? Why would that make her not be able to move the same that she did? Why would her voice completely change in any way, shape, or form? Why is she able to talk in foreign languages? Okay, because some of those people that are dancing are speaking German. I mean, she could be really talented in learning all these languages, but I don't think so. I
That
really
could be
You don't think those could be alters?
right. That's what I'm saying.
Like, I think that's a high
I-
possibility personally, but
There
Okay.
are people that think that, but I honestly, I do not think so. I think that my opinion is that the real Britney is showing a FU to everybody and is saying, you will not see my real face. You are not going to see me because you're still making money off of me. I'll make myself look stupid on there. I think some of these people are doubles that she hires, to be honest with you. I think that this is in my opinion, it's a battle. I think there's a battle going on her page for ownership. There's a battle of control. Like I
almost feel
don't buy, I don't know. I just don't feel that vibe of the personality disorder route, but you know, everybody's got theories, that's for sure, you know.
So you're saying like the Britney with the knives, like you think that's really her? Or you think that's somebody doing it for her is what you're saying? Okay.
Yes.
Like she's
Or-
telling them what to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or I think it goes back and forth. Do you ever notice how many times a post goes up and is deleted? It goes up and it's still
I've noticed that.
it's deleted, right? Like
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like they are, this is just my opinion. I feel like they will make her look like shit. And they're like, you're still not owing up on what you're going to give us. Fine. We'll put something up that makes you look like trash. And then it might take hours and she sees it and is like, that's not staying up there. I'm taking that shit down. And then she deletes it. And then she'll come back with the post. And if you notice, that's when the caption will be detailed in a reference, in a way of like saying, F you guys. Wow, that's odd. How is it that I was 6 inches shorter than I would be? Why is it that you know, like you can tell the references of like, how is it that doesn't look like me at all? There was one photo that was posted on social media of Britney, Paris Hilton, and Kate Hudson. Okay. And it looks so freaking fake. Like even people that don't analyze this were like, what the hell is that? She posted, not even the next day, I was never at a birthday party. I haven't been to a birthday party in a long time. That I don't know what they're talking about. That could be a picture of me from years ago, but I wasn't at a party. You see what I'm saying? Like
if there's mind control and different personalities involved, the core personality, Britney, may not actually remember being there at all.
I think
that's the thing. I feel like it's a both and. Like the real Britney is signaling for help in these cryptic posts, but in such a way that she's pointing at like trafficking things, mind control things. Like I think it's a both and personally, but
the crazy thing is that the people that still run her social media are the same people that she despises. Crowd surf. Why would she still allow the same team that she hates and despises from the conservatorship continue to still run her social media page? You know, that to me doesn't make sense. That's why I really think they've slipped up a couple times. CrowdSurf has slipped up and left their CapCut ID at the end of these posts, and that's how we've been able to trace it back that it's CrowdSurf. So I think that CrowdSurf does what they're told, and they post whatever they're told from the higher ups to post, whether it's to make her look nuts or make her look crazy or whatever. But I really don't think, even if Britney, you know, had all these alters and different personalities, I really think if she was completely free, she'd have fired that whole team initially. I mean,
I think one way or the other, she's getting abused by this situation, and we need to get to the bottom of it. So what plan have you devised, at least with the signature part, of trying to get down to the bottom of this thing?
Well, I mean, at a very minimum, I mean, if you think about it, looking at her, and it's only Instagram. This doesn't happen on her Facebook. This doesn't happen on her TikTok. There was one strange thing on her Twitter recently where there was this whole post. They were upset about the new Halsey video that she did about Lucky. And it was a whole post saying, I didn't authorize this. This is, what the hell is this? Like, this is disrespectful. And then it got deleted. And then an hour later, somebody said, oh, that was accidental. Somebody got a hold of my phone. Like, okay, that's strange. But most of it happens on Instagram, which is Britney's platform of choice usually. So, okay, back to the petition to answer your question. We would like for this enough people to say something isn't right here. Whatever it isn't right. Something is wrong. Okay. We are all noticing that more and more people are catching on, and we are asking that it is just looked into. Somebody to say, listen, if this is Britney and she's twirling around and has 15 personalities, and somebody can say, we have looked at this, this is what's going on. She's living her best multiple personality life. Okay. And we're going to let her continue to do her thing. Okay, fine. But nobody has seen this woman in person in years. That is bizarre. I
What
mean,
about the wedding and all that?
that was fake. That whole thing.
Dude,
was,
I thought so.
oh, that was the most orchestrated AI. It wasn't even good AI. They pulled Britney off of some freaking turnip truck. I don't know who that was. That was not. That was not Britney Spears. That was like, she looked like she was 15 years old. I don't know who that person was.
Who's this hot guy that she's supposedly married? Like, what's going on with him? Because I mean,
like, come on, that wasn't real.
Scam story?
Real.
It was not a real relationship. Like, come on.
No.
He was
was he like a handler? Probably, no?
Right. Somebody that does dishes at the house or does her laundry.
He was hired help, and I think that he duped her. I think he duped her. I think she did fall in love with him. I really do.
Really?
But
you think?
I think so. I mean, I think that they were together for years. They were seen in public together. I mean, I don't know that she would agree to be with this man all this many years as a contractual thing. I don't know, but all I do know is that
if this is the only person that she's seen in years, I mean, how could you not? Because it's like the first contact with the outside world, really.
I'm somewhere lost in the middle of all this because I don't feel like the real Britney has ever even met this man. I don't.
No, they met on her video for Slumber Party. That was real Britney back then. He was the cast as the lead hot dude. They dated. There are videos of them at basketball games together. I know that they it's my friend Matt commenting. Hi, Matt. Sam Asghari is gay.
Matt?
Yeah, Matthew Parker.
No, I was actually going to say what Matt just said. I think he's gay.
Okay, I wasn't going to say it, but he is. He's totally gay.
Yeah, there's no way in fucking freezing cold day in hell that guy is fucking Britney Spears unless she has a penis.
And I feel like I can say that because my friend Matt is gay, and I have many gay friends, and they're like, "That man is gay. He's so gay.
He's gay. He's definitely
comes right up on the gator."
Dude, that's the first thing I said. My cousin Brittany texted
Nick,
me.
you need a
she was like,
soundbar.
"Are you keeping up with this?" And I was like, "Yeah, apparently Britney Spears married a fucking gay guy." Like, what is this?
So they're having like a lavender wedding or something,
right?
No, he is something. My friend Matt he makes these videos of Sam and his boyfriend with unicorns stuff and little rainbows, and it's the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Somebody needs to do it because that guy is a homosexual. There is no way that he's getting jiggy with Britney.
Well, he might be just to play the part, but like,
is he getting paid? Because that's the only way. You know what I'm saying?
And he felt like it was going to launch his acting career that he sucks at. Like, he was going to be this amazing actor. He's horrible. I mean, he can't even act when TMZ tries to interview him. He sucks.
No. And I don't have anything against him being gay. That's not the thing. I'm just saying he is gay.
Yeah.
Right, whatever.
Opportunist,
Have
I
a
guess.
boyfriend then if that's what you're gonna do.
He
But like
does.
all
He
this
does.
stuff with Britney is just it's madness. But I was actually gonna show, I don't know if you can see it on my phone, but like the things that she posts, these like little childish, weird, like bunny rabbits
That's pure MK
intermixed with
Ultra
like
stuff.
lingerie photos. Like,
Oh,
why does this and this even go together? Like,
this
I
is
mean,
an MK Ultra breakdown. This is
dude,
somebody's
it's just
mind is like,
weird. It's just
It
weird.
could. It also could be a nod to that Amberlynn Conklin, which is her brother's ex-girlfriend, that is a OnlyFans star and supposedly was a Playboy bunny. It could be her way of saying one of the doubles on my page is a bunny, and it's Amberlynn. There's a lot
Well,
of
that would
different.
make sense, you know. But something I've noticed, and you can tell me if you've noticed this too, Jessica, is the posts are way freaking out of the timeline. Like it'll be in a bathroom in like Mexico, right? And she'll post
Mhm.
that. And then
Mhm.
like 7 months later, she's in that same bathroom still in Mexico. And it's like, dude, you posted this same video of you dancing in this bathroom in Mexico like 7 months ago. Now
Mhm.
you're re-uploading it like it's new or something. Like we're supposed to believe you're back there in the same outfit that you were 7 months ago. It's like none of the videos are in chronological order. Nothing
Mhm.
seems like it's new. Nothing feels like it's new. It's almost
Mhm.
like this is just a theory and you can tell me to fuck off. But they had like the real Britney or something for a couple of months, dressed her up in different outfits, put her in different locations, took a bunch of pictures and videos of her, and slowly cycle them and release them out over time. And
Mhm.
it's to keep you thinking that she's fresh and new and putting out new content, but it's not. It's all old stuff, same outfits, same dance routines, just different locations in the house, and they just slowly trickle these out to like keep you interested. But
Mhm.
like in the in between of posting that stuff is like the weird, like I showed you, like the bunny rabbit pictures or like weird candlestick pictures or just random shit. And it just makes you wonder, like, when I look at anybody else's Instagram, you can tell, like, oh, they were at In-N-Out Burger last Tuesday. I never get the feeling that Britney's out in the world when I look at her Instagram. It's just like confinement, different places in the house, same dance routines, same 5 outfits recycled. It's just weird. So, I mean,
You're telling me. I know it's weird,
question.
but you are right about being recycled content. Absolutely 100% it's recycled content. A lot of it was batched filming. A lot of it was
had to
doubles.
be.
Oh yeah, and then what they'll do is you'll notice there's be a lot of bikini. The bikini will change to pink or lime green, but it's exactly the exact same thing. But yes,
Right,
it's
right,
all
right.
recycled. And like my friend Matt was pointing out here, so Sam Asghari has a green screen production company. Okay. Brian Spears, her brother, also has this AI green screen production thing. So I think Amber Lynn, the ex-girlfriend, also dabbles in that too as well. So I think they're like more amateurish. They're not the greatest, which is
They're
why.
definitely amateurs because I can see that shit and I just have a fucking podcast. I mean, and thank you, Matt, because I mean, 100. Like, there's so much going on with Britney, and I've been looking into it without like putting it on my podcast. I'm glad you're doing it because like I have all these theories that float around in my head, and then I'll be like, I don't even know if I should mention it because there's so much craziness around it and nobody agrees on what's going on. So it's hard to, get people on board. But like her posting, I'm a kindergartner. Like, what's this shit? Like, it seems comical.
Okay,
Like,
question. Sorry.
No, go for
In,
it. I want to
in
hear.
your medical opinion as a nurse, if someone
Mhm.
is poisoned or taking like lithium, that's a theory I see floating around. If she's being given lithium or some other drug, wouldn't that alter your teeth over time? And
to
also like
gap them?
No, not to gap them. I mean, drugs
oh,
can cause your teeth.
what about like meth heads? Their teeth look totally different.
Their teeth are rotted. They're rotted. They're
Oh,
They're like nubs. These are teeth that have shifted and have like even spacing all between them. And they, like, I have talked with her friend Sean Phillip, who was with her for many years. He says she never wore a retainer, never once saw her put a retainer in her mouth. He's like, I don't believe that they're veneers or caps. Those were Britney's teeth. Those were her teeth. So to think that all of a sudden now they're just gonna and because they're white, they look clean. They're just
I don't know.
they're just completely spaced out.
I have to agree with Jessica on that because I worked for an oral surgeon for a couple of years, and she doesn't have bone loss. She
No.
doesn't have receding gums. It doesn't look like she has any decay or anything like that going on in the mouth. The only thing that's significant to me that, when you dig up dead bodies, you can identify them sometimes based on dental records. That's big, And what I'm seeing is that the teeth aren't even the same shape, size. They're not spaced out anywhere near the same as like the old Britney. And so we're not even talking about what happened to her teeth. It's that these teeth belong to a different human completely. And if this person who's playing Britney died, you'd be able to dig them up in a couple of years and go, based on the dental records, this is Rachel Smith from whatever. So it's, for me, it's more like this is a different human being entirely.
Correct.
Because the other Britney,
And to the person,
shape, the gum line, it's all different. It's
to the
all
person in
different.
the comments that keeps saying leave Britney alone, okay? If you would take the time to really look at her Instagram, it's not Britney Spears. There is no way that somebody can convince me that this is Britney Spears. Now, you could tell me, and I might agree with you all day long. Maybe Britney does have some personality disorder. I don't personally think so, but I'm willing to buy that more. That she's hiring doubles and she's making them play all of these different roles. I would be willing to buy that more than I would ever to agree that is Britney Spears on her freaking Instagram. It is. Britney smiles with her bottom teeth. If you remember her gorgeous smile, when she smiles, you see top teeth and her bottom teeth. They're beautiful. She has this smile that just stands out. This person, sometimes the entire teeth will vanish. The AI just takes them away. You look at her and they're gapped and spaced out, and then 2 seconds later, there's no teeth there at all anymore. Like, it's like, who are they trying to fool here? And so the question lies, is it that they are holding her somewhere, or they're keeping her looped up and drugged up because they're still in control under this care plan that nobody knows what was detailed in it? Nobody knows the ramifications of what it was. It's sad, because if you really listen to her testimony, when they had her subpoenaed and she came via camera to court right at the end of the conservatorship, she was so clear, determined. She spoke wonderfully. She was angry. She wanted to tell the world her story. She wanted to call everybody out. She said, I'm angry. I want everybody to know what they did to me. And I think that scared them, and they wanted to shut her the fuck up, is what I think.
Me too. That's why I think she's being held like hostage somewhere.
She could
or like
be
drugged up, or like in some kind of like comatose state or something, if they really wanted to keep her alive.
It is a possibility. Or they tell her, you have to take these medicines. You have to take this. You take this. And she can't be that clear-headed person that she was off of the meds, And that's what the whole petition is about. It's just making sure that she's safe. That Britney
and alive.
She should. That's why one of the things in the petition is we would like Britney Spears to come show herself that she is fine, set all of this straight. Everybody knows she's okay, and everybody will leave her the fuck alone. We're done.
I want a DNA test, though. I want somebody to draw blood. I want somebody to take some fucking DNA off of the person who's saying that they're Britney Spears and show me that with that 100%, without a doubt, that they haven't just killed her and buried her fucking corpse somewhere, and that this person that they're presenting to us is Britney fucking Spears. I want to see that, because one of my favorite childhood movies, not to diverge too much, is Crossroads. I don't know if you guys ever watched that shit.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
The person that I'm looking at on Instagram is not the fucking woman that was in Crossroads. The body's different. The face is different. The teeth is different. Like, what the fuck is
I
this?
don't know, man. I don't know.
The
I'm not-
body is different.
The body's
dude.
the same.
No way. I need to see a birthmark. I need to see something. I
No,
need to
the
see
body's
something.
the same. That's
I know.
It's
I
a
know.
it's a
I know.
man. It's a man. It's
You
man-y.
always look like that. Come on.
So
No, I
Here's-
don't know.
here's the question.
Teresa, this is why I love having these convos, because I mean, I respect 100% what you're saying. I'm just saying, I want to see DNA. I want to see
Totally.
birthmarks. I want to see something that it's
Julia.
like Jessica said.
It's definitely
There's not like
curious.
some trans man
Very
playing
curious.
Britney
I don't-
with like the
Julia.
man
I
knees.
know
Isn't
the
it-
answer. I know the answer.
Isn't Britney Spears, the estate, investing in Philip Morris by any chance? I believe that was revealed back in 2013. Philip
She's
Morris,
doing what?
I don't know. Maybe Matt
the
knows the answer to
Britney
that. I don't
Spears
know.
estate, I believe, had stock in Philip Morris, and Philip Morris International is heavily into generative AI. So I
Ooh.
mean, too.
Interesting.
I just think it's
Yeah.
okay. I don't know the answer. Obviously this woman needs help, regardless of what is
Uh-huh.
happening. Okay.
Agreed.
I just think maybe it's possible with all the crazy work in Hollywood. Obviously, there's MK Ultra involved to some degree.
With
She's
Disney, I
been
think that's
trafficked.
what-
She's
yeah.
been abused. Like either this person is internally trying to tell us things in spite of being drugged, in spite of being abused. She's trying to tell us this stuff, and it is her still. Because if CrowdSurf, that's the company, has control of her social media, why would she even have the password? Why would she even be able to post anything?
Well, that's why
Like-
one of my theories is that there is, it could be that there is somebody on the inside that knows there's something horrible still going on, and they're willing to post some things on behalf of her. That is a
Perhaps.
possibility.
I think
you
maybe
know?
she even looks worse than she appears on camera. And the filters is maybe to like try to make her look kind of like she used to look. I don't know.
And
I'm not
you know,
sure. Right? I have no idea.
Yeah,
But
I'm
but
not
why-
sure either,
but
but
why, you guys, is some of the videos when the person's hair spins, they have hair 1 minute and then all of a sudden they're completely like, it looks like they've got a skin cap on, like a trans man would wear. The tattoos vanish. Like, why does a filter make them disappear when you're spinning? Why does a hand tattoo go away? Why does your foot tattoo? Why do your shoes disappear when you walk? Does
That's
that
what
make
I'm
sense?
saying.
There's
So
one
bizarre.
picture. It looks like her foot's like levitated off the ground.
Yes.
Exactly. Because it's probably she wasn't even freaking in that picture. It was probably Cade
Well-
Hudson standing by himself.
And to Jessica's point, I want justice for Crossroads, okay? Why is the new Britney? She can't dance at all.
I
like
know.
whatever she's doing, there it's
It
like
kills
it
me.
looks. I wouldn't go out anywhere with a friend that danced like that at the club. I'd
But
be
it
like,
could just be that
you
she's-
suck.
She's drugged so hard. Like this is that she thinks she's doing good.
It's not even
Like,
dancing. It's
I
like
don't know. It makes me so sad because I love dancing, and I like, as
Yeah,
a
I know you
teenager, I
do.
used to like try to copy her, like the slave for you. Like, come on, man,
Me
that was so sexy.
I had butterfly clips in my hair. I had it all.
It
You
makes
don't
me so
even have to
sad. I'm
tell
just
me,
like,
dude. That's
what
why
is
I want
happening?
justice for Britney, but not like the one that's on Instagram, like with this weirdness. It's like, Teresa, you might be right. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm right. Maybe Jessica's right. It doesn't matter. The real Britney, though, somebody needs to come out and say something, because the weirdness with the Instagram and the captions on the pictures, the shit's not adding up. Like, if this
why
was one
would-
of your loved ones, you'd be going to the cops.
And why
Well,
is
like,
her
look at their
family?
Instagram. This isn't even them.
Why does
would
her family
CrowdSurf
not say
write those
anything?
Captions?
Is there a possibility that we could bring this to the attention of somebody like Candace Owens or somebody? Because it's like,
We're trying. She knows that this shit is going on. She knows. She's been speaking on behalf of Justin Bieber, because if you
Saw that.
notice slowly, his social media is making him look like shit. Okay, because he's not bowing down and doing what they tell him to do. And now they're pissed off at him. Now all of a sudden he's a pothead. He's doing drugs. He's losing weight. He looks crappy. He's getting a divorce. He doesn't take care of his kid. All of a sudden he looks like crap on social media. Like I'm telling you.
Candace brings up a really interesting point about the paparazzi. There is no purpose for paparazzi anymore. What are these people doing pursuing these stars? Everybody has cameras. We all know before there's even paparazzi where these people are. It's posted all over everywhere, you know?
And why has no paparazzi found Britney? Why?
Right.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
No, right? Just
Yeah,
locked
or
up in
it's
the
it's only
house.
once in a while somebody sees her in Mexico, but we have proof that supposedly these sightings in Mexico, they're reusing old video wording. It's a double speaking the same thing that she spoke 20 years ago. They're reusing audio from 20 years ago to make it sound like it's Britney living her best life, and it's not.
They
get away with
everything.
in Mexico. I mean,
What'd you say?
That whole country's for sale, so they can get away with anything in Mexico.
Oh, well, that's definitely true. But I mean, they recycle everything with Britney. They recycle outfits, rooms in the house, vacation spots, pictures of her on a horse. Like, it's the same fucking horse for the last 5 years she's been riding on vacation. Like, how does that make sense? And you know, I'm so passionate about this. I'm like Jessica, but I feel like they've literally locked the real one up somewhere. They have like an IV drip going, and she just stays in like some kind of bugged out comatose state. And
there is actually video of Britney saying she's allergic to horses from back in the day.
See, what is this?
That she needs inhalers and she is allergic to fucking horses. And they force her to
can't
do
get enough of
Claritin and
horses
put her
these
on a
days.
horse. I don't know.
I mean, same horses for decades. I mean, you have to laugh at it because it's so
one horse.
It's so freaking dumb. I mean, seriously, it's like I think I agree with Matt, and that's what the whole petition is based on. All the injustice that's happened to her. All we're asking is, this is so fucked up. Let's make sure that Britney Spears is alive. If she's alive, bring her to court, show us she's okay, and then we're done. But I can't in good conscience not fight for her. I can't, after hearing everything they did to her for 14 years, drugging this woman, making her change to lithium, things she didn't want to do, drawing her blood, locking her up in a hospital when she said she wouldn't do a dance move. She went against one dance move and they freaking had her locked up. Like, it's awful. And she didn't think people cared. She didn't think anyone cared about her until she heard about the first movement, the Free Britney movement. And that motivated her.
I rewatched a clip of Tucker Carlson interviewing Britney Spears back in 2003. And he's asking her about what she thinks about the war. And she goes, I think Americans should just do whatever their president tells them to. Like, that's a direct quote. It's like, they had to drug her up to get that kind of a response. You know, I mean, who says that? It was just ridiculous. But it's like, obviously they want their little MK Ultra puppets. I mean, that's really what Hollywood is. And it's falling apart. You know, we could see it happening in front of our faces on all these different levels. Justin Bieber, the what's his name? The big rap producer guy.
Kanye?
No, not Kanye. The one in prison right now for
Diddy.
Diddy.
Right.
Diddy.
Like, the entire Hollywood establishment is really falling apart right now. And
did you see the interview where?
Diddy case?
Oh, sorry, Lisa. What did you say?
No, I said, didn't her name get brought up in the Diddy case?
Yeah, she was there for Cassie's 21st birthday as a guest. Mm-hmm. Diddy brought her and Dallas Austin, which is a songwriter, with him to that. That was the night before her VMA performance that she could not perform. That she was like, couldn't remember the moves and she was dancing, but she couldn't do anything. I think she was drugged. There's many references on her page to being drugged or poisoned. She posts things about poison, about drinks with, oh, look at that, this amazing little sugar flower that's in my drink. I got really sleepy after that. Like, there's tons of really strange hints to that. And I think the real Britney, I think she's out there. I think she's angry as fuck. I think she's pissed. And I really think that They still have control over her money. They owe her money. They've stolen over $600 million from this woman and funneled it out of her account into some freaking Kylie Cosmetics or wherever the hell they put it because they could.
Mhm.
And she's pissed. And they probably are silencing her. They're probably shutting her the fuck up because they don't want their names brought up in any of this. And it needs to come out. These people are disgusting. They're all
they can't afford another scandal, so they're just bringing out all the big guns, drugging people, keeping them against their will. I think that could be happening on multiple levels.
Yeah, because it's happening to Kanye too. But to Headless's point, they've always used her to like advertise stuff, obviously. And like that one interview she did when she was younger and she was talking about Pepsi, I think. And she's like,
Pepsi's
I love
Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Yeah, I love
I drink
Pepsi.
5,000 Pepsis a day. And she sounded like Cartman or something. I love Pepsi. And it was just like, what is this? Like
she's doing what she's told to do. She's doing what they have told her to do.
That's what I'm saying is that they've used her like this her entire life, and it's really sad.
MK Ultra and stuff, like that's the
It
mind
is.
control.
It is.
Because of Disney, I think there's a high chance that the MK Ultra is involved. Which
Even the knife thing.
Multiple
The knife thing. Sorry, Nick. The knife thing could be like her even reenacting like an abuse ritual that she went through. Like you don't know
something, dude. Something.
Yeah, that is very, very possible. I mean, they could have done something to her that they drugged her, raped her. I mean, all sorts of stuff. I mean, it's all coming out, all of it. This Diddy trial. I mean, I don't even think we've touched the surface of the nasty stuff that's going on. I really don't.
I don't think we have. I don't. It's like you said. I don't think we've even scratched the surface. And I know that AI has come a long way and stuff like that. And obviously they're doing some of that on her Instagram. But I just remember Britney having such a snatched, almost like very chiseled jawline and snatched nose and very I think she's a Sagittarius, isn't she? Britney Spears?
December 2nd. What is that? I don't.
Yes, she's a Sagittarius. And I always, because I am too, and I always just had like this big crush on her almost. Like, look at her. She's so bubbly and vivacious and living her best Sagittarius life. The woman that I see on Instagram is like a cracked out, like I said, like a weird Courtney Love heroin chic, like her face is bloated, the nose, the cheekbones, everything. It's not
Julia,
doesn't that lithium do that to you?
Julia, just say Scorpio. That's all you got to say.
Scorpio.
Jessica, but doesn't lithium do that to you? It swells you up a little bit.
Exactly. I think it's the same person.
You do get a lot of water retention because of the amount of havoc it wreaks on your kidneys and liver.
She's super haggard, unfortunately.
I know, but the real Britney Spears had a nose job in later years. Okay, I think we can all tell that, and I agree with Julia. Her nose became very snatched, and she wanted a tinier nose and a little fitted little thin nose. I mean, think about the Britney that we were. I mean, most people I think forget what the real Britney looks like. We've been seeing this shitty Britney for so long. I don't think lithium's going to change the shape of your nose like that. I mean,
it's so bulbous.
I really don't.
I was talking about.
I look bloated from eating carbs for like 3 days. Like, what is like a years of lithium gonna do to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, your physical appearance can shift. I don't know. Like,
I don't know. But so, are you saying you're saying the lithium has made her like forget how to dance and have man knees and
sure. I don't know.
All right. I guess I could get on board with that.
Well, okay. Well, there's also if we're going to really get it, there's one video that you can actually see a penis hanging. If we're really going to get into it, that you can see on her Instagram still right now when you slow it down. So I don't know that lithium could make a penis work.
Dude. Oh my God.
Well, tell the left
that would account for the facial features.
Have you
That
seen
would
the
give
5
you a
o'clock
thick
shadow?
jawline.
Have you
for
seen
sure.
Have you seen the hair? I don't think lithium makes your hormones produce testosterone. I've never heard that. So I'm not
Damn.
picking on Teresa. I'm just saying,
No,
like,
no, I'm just
I feel
discussing theories.
it
I
is.
don't know.
It's awful. It's very disgusting. It's
Isn't-
Whatever it
beyond.
is,
They're
it's
making her look
insane.
like an absolute jackass. And if Britney
Yeah.
had bipolar disorder or multiple personalities, I can assure you that CrowdSurf is still in charge of her social media, and they would not be allowing her to post that. They would be like,
Mhm.
absolutely not. You're not posting that shit on here. They
Like
are
with her
mad at
penis
her.
out.
Yeah. Why would they
Right.
do that?
That's okay. Come on.
Don't get the gender inversion people now hyped up. They're gonna be like, I knew she was a man the whole time.
I don't think I
Yeah,
don't think Britney's a
Jamie
man.
Lynn,
No,
Jamie
I-
Lynn is a stand-in as well. Her sister's
Oh.
a stand-in.
Mm.
There's tons of them that has stood in as body doubles. Jamie Lynn makes the most sense because they're
Well,
very
she
similar.
looks very similar to Britney. Like I watched Zoe 101 and I thought that it was a really cute show, on Nickelodeon or whatever. And then all that stuff came out about her getting pregnant by the producer. And I mean, man, that family has just experienced so much trauma and so much, weird stuff.
That's
And
because her parents are assholes.
mhm,
That's why.
mhm.
Her parents are non-protective, money-grubbing assholes.
Yeah.
Sorry, they
yeah,
are.
100.
And Brittany
So
feels the same
sad.
way. Brittany feels the same way. She does not. I think I would go as far to say she hates them, and I don't blame her.
Mhm.
I
Did
don't
you-
blame her. That book was not her. That book was not Britney Spears. It was a ghostwriter. That wasn't Britney. They stole some of her old diaries and made up some shit. Is what they did.
Do you
What was the
remember
book
episode-
called?
The Woman in Me, and there was no promotion by Britney Spears. Why would she write a book and not promote it?
That title now supports your penis theory.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I was
what a
like,
title.
What
Oh,
shit? Like becoming Michelle Obama or whatever, becoming Brigitte. Here we
coming
go.
to- yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Brigitte, oh God, that whole Brigitte thing. That's
No,
a whole
you
nother
know what
rabbit
we need
hole.
to do? We need to like collectively build a movement to spam Candace Owens' YouTube lives with like just massively spam the chat with like
That's
"Please
an
investigate
amazing
Britney, investigate
idea.
Britney, investigate." Just I think that will get a lot of attention.
That's
You
an
need to, like,
amazing idea to go to her lives. I have not thought
Yeah.
about that because we've been trying to get her attention because she knows, and she's one of the only people that will probably.
well, she has
um,
more resources to investigate, right? Like
Yeah.
We got to have Matt
know,
there.
us.
If we do a raid, we've got to have Matt there. He's gonna kill it.
Yeah,
because
Matt,
like I can't go to NYC to protest, but like I can spam a chat if you want.
I can spam a chat all day
You know?
long. And I love Candace. I know people have mixed feelings about her, including
We
my
all just
husband.
like work, so
Yeah, every
She does
time I
good
watch
work.
a Candace, yeah, he's like, "Oh, Candace Owens," and I'm like, "Yeah, I get it." But
I
I
don't
think,
watch
you know,
her.
she-
I put politics aside. She's a very good investigator, and she's
I think
really
so
good at the
too.
job.
Well,
that
her
she
and her
does.
team, whoever works with her, as
whoever
well,
her
you
team
know?
is,
Yeah.
they're great researchers.
It's the
But,
chat.
But
Her team is in the chat, so that's a perfect
Yeah.
place to spam.
So just go. We'll go to the lives. Like I think they usually go live around 4 p.m. They used to before she went on maternity leave, but I don't know.
And
if they
I
still
just
do
want to.
that.
I want to thank you guys so much for sharing the petition on your social. It means more to me than
Yeah.
anything. If anybody that's listening wants to watch, my friend Matt we call it a mini documentary. He made a 5-minute video. It's posted at the top of my Instagram, Decoding Celebrities. It explains everything that's in the petition. It takes 5 minutes to watch it. If anybody has a question as to what is the petition about, he does it as quickly as you possibly could, rather than having to read pages of the petition in a 5-minute video, and it sums it up. So if anybody wants to watch that, it really goes into TriStar Entertainment and hits all the major things that we're asking for answers to. So I wanted to throw that out there and thank y'all again for sharing it, because I know Brittany would, the real Brittany is probably, if she hears this, is beyond happy that somebody is caring enough to fight for her. Just like
Crossroads Brittany.
yeah,
like,
That's who
All
I'm
the
repping.
millennials want to know what's going on
Yes,
with Britney.
I
Like,
want to know what happened to my Crossroads
justice.
Brittany. Yes.
That's what you say in the live chat. I want to know what happened to Crossroads Brittany. There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
I want to know what happened to Crossroads Brittany. Somebody tell me now.
Yeah.
Movie
just don't
changed
want-
my life.
I don't
all
want
these-
her
Start
to
a
be.
movement.
I don't want her to be killed off. That's what I don't want. I
Hell
don't want her to be
no.
Michael Jackson or something awful. You know,
Yeah.
think of Michael Jackson. He spoke out against the record label, and he's dead.
Yo, right
Mhm.
before that, he was saying some serious shit on stage, actually.
And
Okay.
Prince.
Yeah, yeah.
He said
Yeah.
Tommy Mottola is the devil. Those were his exact words. Tommy
He faked his
Mottola is
death.
evil. Well, if he did, good for
What
him.
about-
I don't blame him.
He did.
If he did,
I don't
if he
know.
did,
He got out.
if that is the case, congratulations.
I had
Michael,
that money. I
whoever
do
you
the
are.
same shit too.
Yeah,
Did you see-
because they
did
were
you
gonna
see-
kill him.
Did you
Either
see
way.
his footage? Did you see his
The fuck out of
footage
that money.
on? No, there was a appearance that this burned guy made on the Larry King show, and everybody suspects that's Michael Jackson in makeup because
I know
you
what
could
you're talking
see-
about. Because he
Right.
had a friend with a burned face. You're talking about that guy?
Yeah, same voice
Yeah.
as Michael Jackson and everything. It's really, really
Mhm.
weird because you could see Michael Jackson in this guy's makeup, and it's crazy. It's like, wow, he really did fake it.
What about
Mm.
Anne Heche? What about her? Did you see
Oh,
her?
they just
Get up
fucking killed her off, dude.
Yeah, they were like, she was going to talk, and they fucking killed her. She got up on the gurney, and they shoved her down. Have you
They
ever
shoved her
seen-
back in the body bag and zipped it up.
Yes!
Let's just
What
say,
the
let's
fuck
just
is
say
that? That is
All
fucked
right.
up.
tomorrow
Sorry, I'm
we
on a
all
tangent.
wake up and there's like a post about Britney dying.
No.
What are your thoughts? Like, is it the real Britney, or like I said at the beginning of the episode, are they finally just admitting that she's been dead for a long time and now they gotta like start summon this all up for everyone?
We
What
will
would
never
your
know.
thoughts be
We will
if
never know.
something
We won't
I
mean,
know,
I
'cause
just feel like
they'll
that's
cover it.
Yeah.
it's like that's the next stop on this crazy train. I
That's
feel
why
like
we
is
have
Britney's
to.
dead.
That's why something has to be done before that happens.
The Anne Heche case is even worse than you realize because when you look at the court documents about the hospital, they said that she was in a coma and they decided to donate her organs. So they admit that they actually killed her off, but they say it happened in the hospital. But obviously that's murder, right? I mean, oh, she didn't have any brain function. Bullshit. We saw her sit up.
She looked like she
Mhm.
was functioning to me.
They murdered her in the hospital, they claim, but it's like what is going on? We saw her sit up, and then you said that
they tried
she
to
was in a
suffocate
coma?
her in the body bag is what they tried to do.
So you're
So
saying
fu-
that after she got to the hospital, they just cut her open and started handing her organs out?
Yeah, they said that she was in a coma and they thought she would never wake up, so they decided to hand out her organs.
That's why I said no to the organ donor shit at the driver's license
Always
place.
say no.
Mm,
Do
And
not.
she,
heard
the
that.
lady
another-
gave me like a weird look, like, "Oh, you don't want to be an organ donor?" And it's like, no, because I don't want to go in the hospital with a fucking splinter and end up with no heart.
That's a whole nother money making scheme.
Yeah,
Big
that's
time.
what, yes.
And as
100.
a nurse, for me to say that,
Yeah.
I'm just saying you got to be careful. Talk to your family and just make a decision about your driver's license.
1,000. Mhm.
I
They might
wonder.
take some extra. There's refrigerators full of organs that were not supposed to be harvested, but that's a whole nother topic.
I wonder
That's what
if
they're gonna do
there's,
to Britney.
About it.
I wonder if there's ties from Britney to like Lucian Grange, the head of Universal Music Group, who's like super satanic.
I want to dive more into
Seriously.
that because I agree with you about that. Seriously, he's a whole nother one that is scary. He's one of the higher ups that is.
Yes.
He worships the
demonic.
devil, dude.
Oh,
Yes.
literally. Yeah.
So the whole
He
the whole
worships the
thing-
devil.
The whole thing again with Mickey Mouse is that Anton LaVey's nickname was Mickey Mouse because he had the widow's peak, and
No,
he
that's
was
the Temple of
as
Set.
well, I mean,
Michael Aquino.
Michael Aquino. there
I'm
you go.
sorry, Michael Aquino. Sorry. And thank you for the correction. And so it was the whole MM thing, and the reference or whatever. But what I was going to say, y'all were mentioning something, and I looked up real quick. The kids, Britney Spears' children, and how they live with Federline. Federline is represented by Mark Vincent Kaplan. Isn't Mark Vincent Kaplan the lawyer for Church of Scientology?
Probably.
Is he?
What?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck
Ugh.
I
up.
don't know for a fact, but I want to say that I remember that.
Scientology
Man.
bastards. Where's JJ Vance
I
when
know,
you
I
need
was
him?
just-
Yeah, where is he?
Not the vice
Damn.
president.
Not the vice
Actually, yeah,
I
But
president.
you know what's
I
funny
think
is that
JJ's
you brought
story
up,
was related to
Jessica,
this.
you brought up the whole thing with what's his name? The guy that's I forget their name. Not Federline. Anyway,
Sam?
but
Oh,
Sam?
Sam Asghari, the newer
no,
husband.
the celebrity that's kind of getting trashed on social media right now. He's doing drugs, but
Oh,
he
Bieber.
was
Justin Bieber.
Bieber.
right.
Mhm.
What they're doing to Bieber reminds me of what they're doing to Britney, and it reminds me
Yes.
of when Richard Gere was trying to leave Church of Scientology, which y'all mentioned in a previous episode, Nick,
That's how the
where
gerbil ended up there is because they
the
spread
whole
that rumor.
gerbil story came about. It wasn't even true, but because he's trying to leave Church of Scientology, now
Yep.
comes the shaming. Now comes
Bingo.
all the,
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, you wanna leave
trashing
Church of
Dragging
the
them under the
character.
bus, dude.
And so, like with the whole Britney Spears thing, is that she doesn't want to comply, and they said, "Well, if you don't want to comply, you get shamed."
Yeah.
I mean,
It
It
makes
seems
the
like it.
most sense. It makes the most sense. You know, all
Mhm.
Britney ever wanted to do was be autonomous, but she wanted to speak out finally and get justice for what they did to her. And I think that scared them. I think that scared them. They didn't want the truth out there. They didn't want her talking about it. And as soon as that conservatorship was supposedly done, the Britney we were seeing slowly faded into the stratosphere, and then Sam Asghari came in, and we started seeing a whole nother Britney on social media. I don't care what they say that, well, that's because she got out. That's because they freed her. It's because she wanted to speak out. It's because
That
she
was what
wanted
I
to speak out.
That was something I even noticed when I had seen the shit on the news about what when her dealing with all this stuff. And then like eventually I think I came across the social media and I'm like, well, what the fuck's the problem? Like, aren't you supposed to be like okay and like free now? What the fuck's wrong with you? Like this doesn't
Right.
match
That's what I'm saying.
the
This girl is
situation at
sick.
all. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
help.
like
She
they
needs
let the
help.
cat out of the bag, but it was the wrong cat. Like they, like what? Who is this? You know
There's
what?
another part of me. No, go ahead. I was just gonna say I have one other small theory that could be, but go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna kind of piggyback off what Lisa said about the double M thing, because I don't know if you guys remember it. I mentioned that in the Marilyn Monroe episode because the double M is so significant. Mickey Mouse, Marilyn Monroe, Monarch mind control, the double M, and Marilyn Monroe was nothing more than a sacrificial lamb. And I think they're doing the same. I think Britney fits the archetype of Marilyn
Totally.
Monroe.
Don't they compare
And so
her sometimes to Marilyn?
Judy Garland
Mhm.
too. I mean, if
Mhm.
this is gone,
Judy
this
Garland.
goes way back. They've been doing this for a long, long time.
But wouldn't you
Also,
agree then that the next step in the process of this whole thing playing out is that she dies horribly?
It's usually the way it goes.
Plane crash, car crash, something
I will be
horrible.
devastated. Look at what they did to poor
Suicide.
Aaliyah. That
yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
that wasn't
The
a real
next step
crash.
is death. Yeah, after all this
Supposedly she was
craziness,
pregnant by Jay-Z, and Jay-Z didn't want that to get out there. But
Yeah.
something weird with Jay-Z, right? And Beyonce. But the next
Say the
step in
least.
this whole thing is that Britney dies weird. And then
Mhm.
we'll all have to think about the weirdness on her Instagram and how none of it made sense. And was she leaving clues? And then, it'll probably take years for us to really understand what's going on right now. But it could be that she's already dead. I'm just saying they could have to be doing a cleanup act.
It's a possibility, but I still go back to that whole theory of that they would make more money off of her dead, and they'd be happy about it, and they would post it
Yeah.
everywhere. But I pray that that's not it. Really quickly, because I know you don't have tons of time. We are orchestrating a protest, peaceful protest at the Diddy trial in New York on June 27th, which is a Friday, and June 30th as well. It's actually genius because the press is already going to be there, so we don't have to call the press. I think we're very smart on that. So there is, we're trying to get as many people that would like to come out and support the Justice for Britney movement. We are going to be there to raise awareness, to get people to sign the petition, and to try to get more of this, because I think people are catching on. They are. People are. I mean, look, I'm here on this podcast with you guys. People are listening. It's a slow go, but we're getting there. So I'd just like to put that out there. If anybody's in the New York area or wants to fly to New York, I'm flying to New York, and I'm going to be there both days with my team of people, and we're gonna get some attention on this because it needs it.
That's
Whatever's
amazing.
going on, yeah, we got to make it. We got to make it happen.
Yeah, that's amazing. Somebody please take a Crossroads Britney sign for me and hold it up outside, because I'm telling
I'm
you,
gonna make one for you. I am.
Thank
I
you.
will. I promise you
Justice
that.
for Crossroads Britney. I mean, that's
Yeah.
my Britney. And you know, I loved her
Your
so
favorite
much.
Britney?
That's my favorite Britney. I have all those songs on my phone. I'll clean the house and I'll put them on, and it just takes me back into time. I mean, it's very nostalgic.
Not yet.
Yeah, the woman. That's my Britney. I love her so much. But yeah, I think that's awesome, Jessica. And your friend Matt in the comments, he's awesome.
Matt is
too.
amazing.
Tell him I said so.
He's a very smart man, a very passionate man. Don't cross him and say something bad about his Britney now. He will get you.
Right.
But he wrote that whole petition. I have to give him kudos for that. I can talk all day long, but I'm not good at formulating a long drafted thing, and he did amazing. So I want to thank him for that. But honestly, if anybody has questions about the petition, you can always message me on my Decoding Celebrities anywhere, TikTok, Instagram. We've got a website going, justiceforbritney.net, that you can read the petition and sign it. We really just have to find out what's going on with her. It's the least that we can do. When no matter what the circumstances are, she deserves that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, thank you very much, Jessica. I thought that was great. Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me on. We could talk about this for hours, because there's.
Yeah, no, for sure. We definitely could get you
right. I know.
I'm sure there'll be more weird posts. You know, again. So.
They'll never stop.
I would not be. It's been like 2 or 3 days now. I'm like, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, let's just hope it's not.
Go ahead.
I know that she's dead.
Oh yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I will say though, I have seen. I'm sure like other people here on the panel have seen it, but like when you mentioned it before, I've literally seen her post something and then delete it and then post it back up with type. You know, with something to it. But I have seen it with nothing on there. I'm like, oh wow, she's not even saying anything. 2 minutes later, it's gone. And now there's a new one with a caption, like you said. I have literally watched
it's a back and forth. I really, the couple of videos I've made that have gone, that I've gotten Perez Hilton duetted it, which I found was weird because he's paid off by everybody. Why did he pick my video? I think I'm striking a nerve when I mention the power struggle. It seems like anytime I say that there is a fight going on her page, or that Britney is behind some of these posts, they don't like it. I had her brother message me through somebody, her brother Brian, to tell me that there is, why does he care what I think? That's why I think I'm striking a nerve. I think that it's hitting home that we're saying some of the things they don't want us to say. I don't know. I said, I hope I don't wind up dead next week. I say it joking, but
yeah,
you're not suicidal, girl. We know.
Yeah, I am not suicidal. I'm putting that out there. I'm happy as can be. I'm a happy man. So
let's not. That's
not alive herself at all.
Yes,
right.
Exactly. I mean, and I think we should spam live chats of big channels, like particularly.
Thank you guys for recommending that, because we've been doing the email route and that isn't working. But
put it out there where everybody can see it, right in the fucking comment section, dude. That's what I do.
And this is the sad thing. And we all know the truth about it because of podcasting. If you start seeing a lot of people on there, you're just going to be like, oh my God, everybody wants you to cover this. Well, I'm going to do it. Wants to hear it anyway. Yeah. You know, so it will work, I think.
They accidentally left her comments on Britney's last week because they never do, or maybe they did it on purpose. And Matt was awake, so he started spamming the movement, and they shut it down as soon as whoever it was watching. As soon as he started writing what the petition's about, what they're doing wrong, they turn the comments off. So
Wow.
That's great.
That speaks volumes, you know.
That girl on TikTok. Remember Nick? What's her name? I gotta find out from my friend. That girl on TikTok who's big into celebrity stuff.
The one
I
that
don't know.
Oh, the one that supposedly passed away? The one
Samantha
that says
or something?
You want more, I'll give you more. I'm trying to remember what her name was.
I have to ask. A friend of mine is tight with this girl on TikTok who's like big into celebrities and lives in LA and stuff. So I think her name's
yes,
Samantha.
everybody was telling me about that.
Maybe she would know something about Britney.
Hey, I'm willing to take any information,
Wow.
even like all of my followers now. I love it. They're all obsessed. They're sending me tips. They're finding things that I haven't even found on our Instagram. People are putting it together. And I really think that it's got to come out at some point here pretty soon. They can't keep this charade up much longer. I mean,
how come we can't just go to fucking Britney's house with some signs and be like, bitch, if you're in there, come the fuck out and show yourself.
Do we know where she lives?
Face. Somebody
Road
find
trip.
Britney's address.
Crossroads
And like,
road trip.
Come outside and tell us to fuck off.
Yes.
we need
Even
to
if
hold
we
up
have
a
to-
stereo with her Crossroads songs playing, right?
If this is the Britney in this house, please show your face, you fucker. Like,
And
come on,
if she was there, she would. She would.
I feel like she would.
Yeah, she's either hiding. She probably is afraid they're going to kill her. She's either hiding somewhere or they have her where she can't speak. Those are my two options.
Gotta like John Cusack it. Hold up the stereo.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
that's romance, guys. That's real love.
The
right there.
Soundtrack.
We're gonna figure this out. Team Con. That's a team conservatorship. Team Com. Yeah, we're gonna get to the bottom of this. People aren't gonna just keep watching her twirl anymore. So
no,
I'm tired of the twirling Britney. Let's bring back Slave for You. I want snakes. I want thongs.
I want
it all.
And chains. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I like Toxic too. That was.
Can you imagine though if she ever made a comeback? It would be the hugest thing on the planet. I'm not even kidding.
Phenomenal, dude. I used to go to the roller skating rink and they would just blast Britney and I would just get down on that shit. I mean, if she did a comeback, oh my God.
I was backward skating and shit to that. Like,
oh, me
yeah.
Me too.
Those were the days. Those were the days.
Absolutely. See, I feel like I should go to the petition just to meet Jessica and have a few drinks and talk about.
I'm gonna roller skating together.
We're gonna have fun in New York that weekend. I mean, we're gonna get down to business on Friday and Monday, but all the weekend long when they're not there, we're gonna have some fun. Yeah,
dude, I love it. I love it. Yeah, Teresa's a great dancer, by the way. I've seen her videos.
I'll try. I'll probably break an ankle at my age, but I'll try.
I'll give that was my era though. Like that's my age. That was my era. Like when I was doing hip hop classes and stuff, like the Aaliyah days. Like that's my shit. Don't can't keep Britney down. Let's go.
You can't keep Britney down. But it's like I said, I just hope we're catching it in enough time where they don't Marilyn Monroe her and make a spectacle of her and shame her, publicly humiliate her with her death because they love to do that.
Julia, do you remember the episode they did about her on South Park with chasing her down until she finally killed herself?
What?
Oh my God. I haven't watched that one yet. I was thinking of the Paris Hilton one, the stupid spoiled whores or whatever. But I gotta watch
Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton has a media company too, 1111 Media, that does all AI and green screen stuff too, by the way. She's in on it as well. They're not even friends.
She's got to be in on it.
Oh, you know what?
Friends.
I could believe that's Paris dancing like that for sure. She's trash.
That looks like her moves.
Trash.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Exactly.
Yeah,
trash. She's a shit DJ too. Anyway.
Yeah,
she's
my
horrible.
God. She's fucking pathetic, dude.
Paris Hilton is also a hired handler I think all those
Oh.
years that she was following Britney around was to fucking either sabotage her or to get her face on the tabloids as well. They weren't
For
friends.
sure.
They weren't
Wasn't
friends.
she in that school, that like mental abuse school too? Like,
Yes,
it's not
she got
right?
sent away to a fucking
In
That
camp.
Utah.
was in Utah, wasn't
Yes,
it?
in Utah.
Utah.
was?
Oh,
Colby
boy.
told me about that.
That's
Yes.
Yeah.
Paris Hilton. She was at some boarding school where they like
Yeah,
fuck
she
you
admitted
up in
that
the
she
head.
recently. not too
It was a
long ago.
Yeah.
child abuse camp, and she
Oh,
actually
yes, I
testified
remember
before
her talking
Congress.
about that. I
She
remember her
testified
talking
before
about
Congress on it. It's like, well, that's because you survived all these other ones that didn't. And what's she going to do? She's going to go back and exploit them.
Mm.
Why are
That's what
none
those
of these
camps are for.
celebrities talking about her? Why are none of them saying anything about? Why are they all just acting like everything's great? Oh, this is Paris. I talked to her last week.
They
She's
don't want
doing
to change their mind.
fine. She's
They like
doing
the way
Want to stand
great.
up,
She's
stick
the
their neck out
happiest
for
she's ever
anybody.
been. She's free.
They don't want to make
she's
any
doing
waves.
great.
Celebrities are shit humans 9
Fuck
times out of 10.
Paris, dude.
That's
I've never
why.
liked Paris.
No, me neither.
No. Horrid.
She is a whore Beelzebub.
And her bestie Kim K. That's how Kim K got famous.
Do
Fucking
not
Kim
get
K.
me started on
Don't-
that.
Not the Kardashians. They're involved in
No.
all of this too.
The
Mm.
fucking cunt Dashians. I don't want
Yes.
anything to do
Yes.
with them.
I
No
love
way.
that.
Trash.
The Kardashians. That's what we
trash.
call them. But I like
The
cunt.
cunt Dashians.
Yeah, that's better.
All right.
That's good.
All right. That's great. Yeah, you're awesome. All right. We're gonna wrap it up now. Again, unfortunately, like I said, regardless, we have another show eventually. I'll let everybody mention their show, and then we'll Jessica will let you mention everything again. Headless, real quick, please remind everybody where they can find your amazing work.
You can find me on Instagram and X and also YouTube. And when you get a chance, write the email. Don't just send it to me in DMs. It's headlessgiantpodcast@gmail.com. Any of your paranormal stories.
Yes, thank you very much, Teresa.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This was so fun. Thank you, Jessica. Yeah, so please check out Spiritual Gangsters Podcast. You can find me mostly on Instagram at TS Gangsters Pod. Check out my shit on Etsy that I make. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you, and Lisa, the mad scientist.
Nothing to plug, just occultresearchinstitute.org.
Awesome. Thank you very much, and thank you for joining us. Appreciated it. And Julia.
I love this conversation today. I love working with all of you guys. Super great conversation, Jessica. Wonderful to meet you. Cosmic Peach Podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts, Instagram, all that shit. But I loved this one. Thanks again, Jessica.
Thank you. So nice meeting everybody. Please, justiceforbritney.net. It's the website. It's got all the information. And my podcast is Decoding Celebrities. I really had a great time here, guys. Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you very much. I had a blast. That was great.
Me too.
Thanks.
Yes, and thank you everybody in the chat too. There was a lot of people here. That was awesome. A lot of comments. I thought it was great. That's why I went live. Appreciate you all. And until the next one, everybody be well. Later.